Hello and welcome. It's another edition of Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. I'm Anne Nwawadu. On Kaleidoscope today, we speak with the chairman of the board of Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited, Dr. Layi Fatona, as the company celebrates its first anniversary. Plus, our chat with the managing director and CEO of Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited, Mr. Tony Atta, reveals the organization's activities. Once again, welcome to the program. Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited is one of the leading integrated energy companies, but let's tell you more about this organization.
Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited is a dynamic and rapidly growing Nigerian energy leader strategically positioned to drive energy security and industrialization across Nigeria and Africa. It has swiftly emerged as a significant player in the region's energy landscape following its acquisition of the Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited. This landmark acquisition, finalized in March 2025, saw Renaissance Africa Energy Holdings, a consortium of strong and experienced Nigerian independent oil and gas companies, take full ownership of SPDC's onshore assets, bringing together extensive operational experience within the Niger Delta and a shared vision for Nigeria's energy sector.
Let's now hear from the chairman of the board of Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited, Dr. Layi Fatona.
In 2025, you received confirmation that this landmark acquisition has been finalized, and of course, Renaissance Africa Energy Holdings now has full ownership of Shell Petroleum Development Company's onshore assets. And this powerful coalition, I must call it, became the operator of Nigeria's largest oil and gas exploration and production joint venture. What has it been like since you achieved this feat?
First and foremost, this very unusual and extraordinary decision by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to grant this consent has the trappings of a lot of uniqueness. First and foremost, this was such a privilege granted to a fully owned Nigerian company. And despite all the reservations expressed within the industry about who we are, what our competencies are, that trust that a Nigerian entity can take on this very, very unusual high-end burden of stepping into the shoes of a real major international company was unprecedented, and I think for that, not just the entire workforce of today's Renaissance, the board, the management, take it upon themselves that there's a lot of responsibilities that has been entrusted on each and every one of us, individually and collectively. Unprecedented as that was, the indication and what have we achieved speaks for itself. I think the day we took over, average daily production was about 140,000 barrels a day. Today we are nearing 270,000. We have steadily, in the last couple of months, we are producing more than 2 BCF of gas daily. And indeed, I was looking at the fact sheets of the regulator, where they profess to the fact that the 2 big gas plants in our possession are working maximally to full capacity for the first time in 5 years. So, quite frankly, I think in whether in some very understated manner, I'm very, very satisfied with the pace of what we have been able to achieve this last 1 year.
Being a chairman on this board, such a company where shareholders are also competitors, how do you balance collaboration and competition in your business?
Thank you. When you look in the context of our constitution, all the companies that are inside Renaissance, on the face value of it, we may look like competitors, but actually we are collaborators. we are in one form or the other helping to strengthen the collaboration that exists in the togetherness that puts all of us together. But let's look at each and every one of us in our respective niches, whether it is First TMP, whether it is Aradel, whether it's Walter Smith or Andy Weston. The collective experiences that we bring, if you look at around the entire footprint of the Niger Delta, the experiences of one complements the other. So literally, that competition that you see, bringing them together, is one of our strengths. It's part of what makes us different from any other. And the competition in us is really not, it's very healthy, but what it does is that it brings collaboration because of the diversity of our experiences.
Renaissance has described itself as made in Nigeria, but built for Africa. What does that mean in practical terms, and how does that idea shape your long-term vision for Africa's energy transition and its growth?
First and foremost, let's take the idiom that charity begins from home. Renaissance is a Nigerian company, and really, that's what it is. What is our focus? Ability to help Nigeria achieve energy security, energy independence, and to use the resources of this country for industrialization. Energy, there's nothing that we do in this country today that energy really doesn't come into the mix. But first and foremost, using Nigerian expertise, using Nigerian resources, using Nigerian human capital, and doing all the things that we have said we are doing and the more that we know we will achieve, stepping out beyond Nigeria is our long-term strategic objective. And this is what makes us a Nigerian company that is made in Nigeria, but we are indeed, Africa is our ultimate stepping out environment.
And how do you see the Nigerian government's policies, decisions concerning energy transition and, of course, energy availability for Nigerians? To see what's going on at this moment. We still rank high on the list of nations with energy poverty. What can be done to change this horrible, serious challenge?
I think the government is it's very, very resolutely committed to dealing with the energy transition, particularly the more important area of gas utilization. Here we are with a very vast population of Nigerians, each and every one of us energy hungry. We would always require energy. And when you think in terms of the policies of the government today, this is the first time that you can see a very real strategic game plan, not just for dealing with today's problems, but moving forward into tomorrow and the day after. If you see all the presidential mandates, directives, the collaboration that the industry is having with the regulators, the engagements that we are having, you can see that it's a very, very serious commitment and a very, very, what I call obvious seriousness into dealing with Nigeria's energy poverty. It's not going to be a problem that is going to be solved in one day, but I can assure you that the government policies currently are in the right direction, and given the trust of companies like ours and others, we can see a better tomorrow for energy availability, energy affordability for most Nigerians.
And so talking about the future now, talking about tomorrow, when you look and maybe the next year, as you have celebrated 1 year now, what do you see for Renaissance Energy?
First and foremost, I believe that we have to sustain our our current strengths. Sustainability, making sure that not only can we keep a trend of progress that we have seen in the next 1 year and in the first year, that's going to be a lot of work for not just for ourselves, but all our stakeholders. But I can tell you that for what I look forward to see in the next 1 year and even beyond that, sustaining the growth that we have brought in the last 1 year will be one of our biggest challenges, and it will be one of the thing that we have to hold on to. Doing everything that we are doing safely, in a manner that allows us to look after each and every one of our stakeholders, the host communities, our staff, and the entirety of society.
Every responsible business, for everyone, it's expected that there is some form of corporate social responsibility initiatives or projects or an impact you're making into the society. So what have you done in that regard as an organization?
First and foremost, the PIA has come into effect, and a very, very substantial part of the PIA is the host community development initiative. Willy-nilly, each and every one of us have a very, very specific sense of responsibility to participate in corporate social services. And today, the fact that the host community development trust for each and every community that we have activities had come to stay. Indeed, that itself has brought some elements of stability, because whether we like it or not, our host communities are now an essential and a very integral part of us that we have to deal with. And if you look at the records of the past 1 year, you can actually see the beginning of the impact, positive impact, that this new law had brought into the collaboration between operators on the one side, like us, and our major stakeholders, which are the host communities. Going forward, my expectation is that we would even have better relationship that ensures harmony, that ensures safe operations, that ensures protection of assets, and better life for everybody.
A company as big as this, there must be something driving it. So what is that force behind Renaissance for you?
For Renaissance, the human capital that was inherited has been one of the biggest strengths of not just our ability to progress with operations, but also for the future. I think in this context, I must acknowledge that we are blessed with a very, very balanced and very, very diverse workforce, male and female, all very experienced. And I think without the human capital element, there would never have been an opportunity like this. Every opportunity that we have, we need to express our very, very deep and profound appreciation for each and every of the staff, whether they are real full staff or contractor staff, or as far as we are concerned, everybody who works within the organization are a very, very substantial contributor to our well-being.